Why is this pre-conference important? This is what they had to say.
The International Indigenous Pre-Conference on HIV and AIDS is really important to me. I'm Trevor Stratton, and I'm the coordinator of the International Indigenous Working Group on HIV and AIDS. The pre-conference will be a chance for Indigenous people living with HIV, people working with Indigenous people living with HIV, activists, and their allies to come together and strategize and learn and share from each other. It's really important for me, I've been living with HIV for 26 years, to be together with other people with similar lived experiences so that we know that we're not alone and that our voices are honored. When we're in larger groups, sometimes the Indigenous voice is very quiet, and our opinions and our lived experience isn't as respected as it is when we get together as Indigenous peoples.
Hey everybody, we hope you'll join us this year at the 6th International Indigenous Pre-Conference on HIV and AIDS, being held in Durban, South Africa. It's going to be a really important gathering for Indigenous peoples and their allies to reflect, strategize, network, celebrate, and work towards an Indigenous-led response to HIV and AIDS. It's a time for exploring where we've come from and where we need to grow in the future.
I feel really strongly about having the pre-conferences for Indigenous people before every AIDS conference, because this is the only time that we can get together and talk about our issues, our concern, and what it's like to be living and affected by HIV. I also am privileged to be a part of the organising team, which is always interesting in every country we go to, because we incorporate the local people and we add value to it by including their values and traditions. This pre-conference is going to be different. It's going to be colourful and it's going to be very cultural. It's going to also look at an area where we need to learn more about, and that's Indigenous South Africa and Southern Africa. I've lived with HIV now for 23 years, and as an Indigenous HIV activist, I really appreciate a chance to come together with my peers and colleagues where we can talk and see how far we've come in this epidemic.